Hello everybody, I hope everything is going fine with you. Welcome to another video. In today's lesson, we are going to cover two courses which are simple present and present continuous. So we are going to study the difference between simple present and present continuous at three levels. So the first thing that we are going to look at is the form. How do we form the simple present and present continuous? What are their uses and what do we use them for? And last but not least, what are the time expressions associated with both simple present and present continuous? So let's start first by the present simple. So the one of the uses of present simple is to show an action in the present or a habitual action that is happening on a regular basis. So before we move on to an example, in order to clarify this first use, we need to know how can we form the present simple. So one way to form the present simple is either by adding s or es at the end, or we keep the verb as it is. So here we add s or es for some verbs when it comes to the pronouns he, she, it. Whereas on the other pronouns, we don't add s or es, we just keep the verb as it is. An example to be given is the verb watch. For example, whenever we find a verb that is ending in ch, we add es at the end, okay? Whereas in other cases like listen, like speak, we just add s at the end of the verb. So here, let's see some time expressions or some adverbials of time used with the present simple. So present simple can be used with adverbs like always, often, usually, sometimes, never, every day, every week, every year. So always, often, usually, sometimes, never, in addition to ever, in addition to rarely, are called adverbs of frequency in English, in addition to every day, every week, every year, in order to show a habitual action. So let's see some examples. First, as you may know, we have three forms in English. We have affirmative form, negative form, and interrogative form. So here, if we want to put a verb in the negative form and the interrogative form, we need to include an auxiliary that will help us turn the verb into the negative and interrogative. And this auxiliary, of course, is do. Okay. So when it comes to other personal pronouns, except for he, she, it, we use don't. When it comes to he, she, it, we use doesn't. So here, Herbert doesn't live in London. If it was me, I would say I don't live in London. I live in Meknes City. When it comes to the interrogative form, we just change the places. First, we start with do or does. It depends on the subject. And then, of course, we put the subject and, of course, the main verb. One more thing, the main verb doesn't take s, okay? It is the auxiliary that takes s, okay? So here, mainly the main verb will be in the infinitive form. Does Ali live in Meknes? Or does Ali live in Meknes? As you may see here, live is in the infinitive form. And don't forget to add a question mark at the end and of course change the intonation, because the intonation tells a lot about the structure of the sentence that you are uttering or speaking. So let's see another use of the present simple. So another use of the present simple is to talk about things that are always true. What do we mean by that? So here we are using the present simple in order to talk about facts in general. They can be scientific or just facts, okay? So let's see some examples. The earth goes around the sun. So this is a scientific fact that nobody can deny. So the earth goes around the sun. All the planets, of course, goes around the sun. Another scientific fact is triangles have three sides. So nobody can deny the fact that triangles have three sides. Water freezes at 32 degrees. So this is another scientific fact. And as you may know, there are so many scientific facts that are used in the present simple. Just to say, oil floats over water. So this is another scientific fact. We put it in the present. Now let's move on to talk about the present continuous. So what is the form, what are the uses, and of course what are the time expressions associated with it. So one use of the present continuous is to show that an action is happening now at the moment of speaking. So before we see an example, let's see how do we form the present continuous. As you may see here, we have is, or are. It depends on the subject's pronoun that we are using. So here we put verb to be in the present simple. It gives us three options. Either we say or when it comes to he, she, it, we have is, and of course when it comes to you, we, they, we have are. So this is a fixed rule, and then we add ing to the verb between brackets. So here present continuous can be used with words like now, at the moment, at the present time, in order to indicate that the action is happening at the moment of speaking or happening right now. So let's see some examples in order to understand that. Example number one, I am walking to school. It means that this action is happening right now. I'm walking to school or I am heading to school just right now. Another example is I am eating ice cream now, or we can just replace now by at the moment or at the present in order to indicate the present. Let's see some examples. So here, example number one, the cat is sleeping at the moment. As you may see here, the words in green are is the verb in the present continuous. The cat is sleeping at the moment. So what is the cat doing? The cat is sleeping at the moment. What is this lady doing? So this lady is, of course, walking her dog in the park. So as we are speaking right now, somebody is walking their dogs in the park. Another example is I'm watching television now. So as a remark here, I usually watch TV with my family. So these two sentences, the first one is conjugated in simple present and the other one is conjugated in the present continuous. And as you may see here, both use different time indications. The first one is using usually, and as you may know, usually is like always, is like sometimes. It's an adverb of frequency. And the second sentence we use now in order to indicate that the sentence is happening as we are speaking just right now. That's it for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you got any questions, any comments, don't hesitate, put them below. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Hope to see you soon with another video and another lesson.